You guys, we need to talk about Taylor Swift because, I mean, everyone is talking about her since she just announced her latest album, but people are wondering if one of the songs on this next album is going to be about her and Blake Lively's friendship that everyone thinks is kind of falling apart. We're going to get into all of the theories that are out there, what everyone is saying, and what Taylor had to say on the podcast that has people thinking some things. So Taylor Swift was on the New Heights podcast, which was huge for Swifties because she does not do interviews, and she was on Travis's podcast, and he is her boyfriend, and it was truly like we were given a look into her personal life that she only really gives us glimpses of through her songwriting. So this was a huge moment that had a lot of eyes on it. I mean, millions of people were tuning in just a few hours into this, literally 5.6 million views in 5 hours, and they literally broke the internet with this episode as they tweeted out, "We hit a glitch, but we'll be back shortly. Shout out all the 92%ers and Swifties for actually helping us break the internet." But on the podcast, Taylor announced her 12th studio album titled The Life of a Showgirl, and she revealed the cover art and the track list, and one of the song titles has sparked up some conversation wondering if it's possibly about her rumored friendship breakup from Blake Lively. As it's been said before, her and Blake Lively are extremely close. Blake has directed one of her music videos for actually one of my favorite songs, I Bet You Think About Me. Blake and Ryan Reynolds' child is in one of the songs that Taylor has, Gorgeous. Their daughter says gorgeous in the beginning of the song. So they have just been in each other's lives for so long. But one of the songs is titled Ruin the Friendship on this next album, and it is listed as track 6. And given all the noise that's come from Blake Lively and this talk of things going down between her and Taylor behind the scenes, people are wondering if this song is about her. They're also looking at track 10, which is Canceled, as another possible one, but obviously no confirmation there just yet. Now, on the podcast, when talking about this upcoming album, Taylor said that these songs are about things that went on after her shows and things that she was going through throughout the Eras tour.
And the reason I wanted to have it sort of like an offstage moment as the main album cover is because this album isn't really about what happened to me on stage. It's about what I was going through offstage. So
Sure.
it's like I didn't want to have like the lights are bright, I'm on the stage as the main album cover. It's just this to me tells more of what the actual contents lyrically of the album are. I wanted the album to feel the way my life felt, and this completely matches the way that my life has felt. And I also wanted it to be just every single song is on this album for hundreds of reasons. Yeah. You know, and you couldn't take one out and it be the same album. You couldn't add one and it's just right. And that focus and that kind of discipline with.
And when it comes to the Eras tour, it ended in December of last year. So she was still on tour when Blake was getting canceled, but not when things started rumoring to be going down behind the scenes with her and Blake. That wasn't until about March of this year that Taylor was brought into the headlines. And at the last show, she brought down an orange door and was giving this next era Easter egg. So I assume the album was pretty much done by then. So I don't know if a Blake song would be on this album because they weren't rumored to have drama behind the scenes until this year. But the drama was surely a huge story that made people really believe the two of them weren't friends anymore. Now, the whole Blake situation began around the end of last summer when Blake was starting to get canceled for how she was promoting the movie It Ends With Us. Now, it kind of simmered throughout the fall, but in December, we had that explosive New York Times article that came out about Blake Lively filing a complaint against Justin Baldoni. And this is when things really exploded because she accused Justin of harassment and creating a toxic environment on the set of It Ends With Us. She claimed that there were some pretty serious boundary issues and inappropriate behavior happening on set, and it all escalated quickly. Justin didn't just sit back though. He fired back with a $400 million defamation countersuit against Blake, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and their publicist, claiming they were trying to ruin his reputation. Now, here's where Taylor Swift comes in. Justin's team tried to subpoena Taylor, and the reason being was because Justin's legal team alleged that Blake leveraged her close relationships with Taylor and Ryan Reynolds to pressure Justin into accepting script rewrites from Blake. In their lawsuit, they cited a text from Blake referring to Taylor and Ryan as her dragons who protect her in conflicts, suggesting their influence was used to sway Justin's decision. Taylor's team responded by clarifying that her involvement with the film was limited to licensing her song My Tears Ricochet, a contribution that 19 other artists also made. They emphasized that she had no role in casting, creative decisions, or production and had not seen the film until weeks after its release, and that this was just a blatant attempt to use Taylor's name and celebrity status to make this case even messier than it already was. Later, it came out through Justin's team that they got information that Blake had allegedly threatened to leak private text messages between her and Taylor unless Taylor publicly supported Blake. Justin's lawyer was doubling down that this was real information that he had gotten from an inside source close to Taylor that Blake had in fact threatened her. He signed a letter to the judge that said, "On February 14th, 2025, I received a voicemail from a person very closely linked to Taylor Swift, whom I subsequently called back the same day. Out of respect for the individual in question, I am not identifying them at this time. However, should the court direct me to do so, I will comply with the court's order." During the February 14th phone call, which lasted approximately 1 hour, the speaker told me that they had been informed that J. Douglas Baldridge, counsel for Taylor Swift and a partner at Venable LLP, had received a phone call from Michael Gottlieb, counsel for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, during which Mr. Gottlieb requested on Miss Lively's behalf that Taylor Swift make a social media statement in support of Miss Lively, given her absence from the Super Bowl that year, and stated that if Miss Swift failed to do so, Miss Lively would release 10 years of private text with Miss Swift. The individual also told me that they had been informed that Mr. Baldridge had accused Mr. Gottlieb of extortion and ended the call. During the same February 14th call, the individual told me that they had been informed that 4 or 5 months earlier, Miss Lively had requested that Miss Swift delete her text messages with Miss Lively. I was connected to this individual through a mutual friend who informed me that the individual wanted to talk. We have had several phone calls since February 14th. On a later call with the same individual, the individual told me that Mr. Baldridge had sent a written communication to Mr. Gottlieb relating to their phone conversation. My office issued a subpoena to Venable LLP for the purpose of seeking the aforementioned written communication. I declare, under penalty of perjury, that the foregoing is true and correct. And then it came out that this was apparently Taylor Swift's dad that went to Justin Baldoni's team with this alleged claim. According to page 6 at the time, they wrote, "Scott Swift did not want his daughter to be dragged into this any further, and he voluntarily gave up this information as part of a deal that would include Baldoni's team withdrawing their subpoena for Taylor." Basically, Justin's team subpoenaed Taylor because they were trying to prove that Blake Lively had allegedly threatened to leak Taylor and Blake's private texts unless Taylor publicly supported Blake's harassment claims against Justin. It was basically like, hey, Blake's threatening to drag Taylor into this unless she sides with her, and here's proof. It didn't really help Justin in the end. It was quite irrelevant, and the judge ruled that these allegations are inadmissible in court and called them improper. But of course, it sparked this whole big story of, oh my gosh, there is some crazy stuff going on allegedly behind the scenes with Taylor and Blake Lively, and clearly her dad is mad about it because he's willing to work with Justin's team to just get Taylor out of this whole mess. In the end, the subpoena was dropped, but the lawsuit is still ongoing, and obviously now people are under this impression that Blake and Taylor's friendship did not survive this whole drama. And though we won't know if the song is about her until it's released and we can see the lyrics, and even then we might not even know for sure. I mean, some people are saying maybe the song is about Karlie Kloss or something, but one thing people do feel like was a little shade or something towards Blake by Taylor was when on the podcast she was talking about handling negativity, and she talked about how she could be in a headline and have nothing to do with the story written, and people felt like this was her subtle way of talking about the Blake and Justin drama because she was in so many headlines while playing no actual role in the situation.
It's at a point where like something can be about me, like my name can be in the actual headline, and it can still be none of my business.
Okay.
People can be out here, people might be out here doing too much.
Just shaking ass.
Doesn't mean I have to do a damn thing.
Yeah.
We live in such a social media moment.
So that's what's been said about Blake and Taylor since she announced her new album. I certainly want to know what you guys think about the whole situation, all the theories. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.